Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race number 2 on a Saturday night doubleheader on the channel. Just wrapped up moments ago our NASCAR 06 Busch Series race at the California Speedway and our Do It for Dale series. And unfortunately, Dale Jr. ended up with a 36th place finish en route to a crash in the late going with just a few laps to go. Was actually running in 4th place with I think like 6 or 7 to go, and the second to last caution came out. Then we had another caution and a restart immediately after that practically ended the race under the caution flag. So unfortunately, not a good run there. A good run last night though with Dale Jr. in the Cup Series race, winning a fuel mileage race at California. But this is the first 100% race of the race weekend at California, and it'll be taking place under the lights in the Truck Series, a 100-lap event, 200 miles around the California Speedway tonight. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we're about to start qualifying for the second race. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one once again. Fur Express, Michael Turner, Billy Carjoy, Derek Booth, Viva Pellin 93, Pallone 93, Craig Franklin and others, welcome to the stream. Davion West, Earl Arnold Jr. as well, welcome. So second race of the night, of course, racing as Ron Hornaday for the Truck Series season, coming off a 34th place finish in the season opener at Daytona on Tuesday night. It's already been 5 days since our Truck Series season kicked off, but it's time for the second race right here, right now. Pretty tight in practice for Hornaday, kind of similar to Dale Jr. in practice. Jr. maybe loosened up a little too much for the Busch Series race, so we'll see what the 6 truck of Hornaday is going to handle like on the long run in this truck race. The hope is to not be as loose, so I still want it to be a little tight, even if that means I'm a little too tight early in the run. If that means I'm not going to be overly loose late in the run, I'm more than willing to work with that, because obviously I can't wreck the race truck like I did in the Busch race earlier, or I'm not going to get a good finish. We kind of saw that out of Hornaday in the truck race season opener at Daytona as well. So drop the air pressure a little bit leading into qualifying still, but move the wedge back down to where it was before adjusting on it at all. You see the ticker on the bottom of the screen moving a bit through turns 1 and 2. Trying to stay inside the top 5 at least for lap 1. Junior actually qualified for the pole earlier today. 10th in the Cup race last night. Wade Solinsky, Patrick Shadley, welcome. Pretty good through 3 and 4 for Hornaday. He's going to be 3rd quickest on lap 1 with a 39.297. We'll see if he can up that to a pole time on lap 2. Definitely a guaranteed top 3 starting spot. A little mistake though in turns 1 and 2 for Hornaday. He's going to go quite a bit wide, and that's going to likely hurt his chances of getting the pole, but we'll see what he can do on the other end of the track. That's where he was better on lap 1. Lap 2 for Hornaday. This time he's really going to have to drive it in deep and just try to get it to stick. You got nothing to lose here. You're already in 3rd. Clips the white line, didn't shake the truck, keeps a tight, low exit to the corner. It's going to stay low all the way through the tri-oval. Going to, in fact, go all the way down to the apron at the line, and lap 1 was definitely quicker. So 3rd fastest in qualifying for Hornaday. Not bad in his qualifying efforts to start the season, of 3rd and 6th in the first 2 races. But obviously going to hope for a much better finish than what he had at Daytona earlier in the week. Alrighty, here we go. Ryan Blaney's crew chief has been ejected, failing pre-qualifying inspection twice. Oh, jeez. I did not see that. Even for an all-star race, that stinks. Green flag is in the air. We're going to be underway in this one. And the 18 truck is going to lead the field to the green to kick things off tonight. Saw some wild restarts late at California in the Busch race, and we've seen a caution early and a couple of the series so far. Into the wall goes Hornaday on the outside. He locked the tires up to try and keep from having a yellow. Squeezed one truck into the outside wall. And obviously Ron Hornaday got the short end of the stick there, as well as he lost a lot of spots. Now he gets slammed from underneath, and he's still going backwards on the opening lap. from 3rd to 26th on the first lap, but no opening lap caution in tonight's race. We had a caution on lap 2 in the Busch race earlier, so he's going to have to watch it still. That was a terrible start for Hornaday. Talk about overdriving a corner. Not once, but twice. Bill Lester in the 22 going to the bottom, 3 wide. Now they're 4 wide on the front stretch. Lester taking a swing at Hornaday, nearly wrecks him into turn 1. Lester is up in the wall on the outside. Lester's upset with Hornaday with something there. I don't know if that was the driver that Hornaday may have pinched into the wall or not on the opening lap. Very well could have been. R6, welcome to the stream. Flag Cup's going to Gateway in a couple weeks. I'll be there. I can't wait for it too. Sean Derryman, welcome to the stream. Sloppy start for Ron Hornaday in this one. 18 truck out in front after qualifying on the pole. I'll definitely be watching qualifying for the Indy 500 closely tomorrow, considering I'll be there the following week. Ooh, big side draft. We know Hornaday has a fast truck. Again, he qualified 3rd. He's just got to reel it in. Made a big mistake on that opening lap. He's having a hard time trying to get into turn 1 tonight, I've noticed. On a consistent basis in the first 5 laps right now. Back in the top half of the field again, in 18th at least. Again, a move up the track in the middle of 1 and 2. Hornaday's doing so good in 3 and 4, and even in qualifying on that second lap, he shoved up the track in 1 and 2 as well. Same setup he had for qualifying in the race. Drives it deep down to the bottom through 3 and 4 on the apron. Again, early in the run, you can get it to stick. We saw that in the Cup in the Busch race. I'd assume that would be the same for the trucks as well. Much for qualifying well, though, when you're having to work yourself from the back of the pack anyway. But again, this is the only 100% race this weekend, and it's longer than the Busch Series race by 25 laps earlier today. So that's good for Hornaday. He'll have a little extra time to try and get himself forward. And again, if he could just keep the truck from wrecking, we know he's going to be fast. Making smooth passes in traffic. A lot heavier traffic coming up through the next few laps. But we'll try to get through that as well, of course. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Tyler Burback, welcome as well. I'd love to see Johnson do everything well at Indy over the next week. I'm definitely pulling for him as a NASCAR fan. Hoping he wins the race next weekend. It'd be a pretty cool historic moment. Never got to see Johnson win a Cup race in person. Imagine the only race I ever see Jimmy Johnson win in person be the Indy 500. That'd be insane. Hornaday down on the white line on the bottom of the racetrack. Actually just below it, the middle to the exit of the corner, trying to make a pass on the 30 car. Truck, rather, of Chad Chafin. Will complete the pass. And it looks like Hornaday is going to be up to 12th place into turn 1. A lot of the fantasy drivers towards the front. George Teague actually won at Daytona in the season opener. He's a fantasy driver in the truck series in this game. 2 fantasy drivers are teammates at Kevin Harvick Incorporated, along with Harvick and Hornaday, who are both running in this race today. Again, not sure if Harvick's going to run the full season or not. Remember, though, that Harvick blew an engine at Daytona, finished last, and Hornaday just a couple spots ahead of that in 34th. Three wide into turns 1 and 2. Hornaday holds the bottom well, and he's back inside the top 10 for the first time since the opening corner of lap 1. Yeah, no fantasy this week for the All-Star race as well. So everybody's got to get the week off in the fantasy league. Another reason why I'm not doing a pre-race for the All-Star race this weekend. Hornaday to the outside. Trying to run this middle to upper groove. First time Hornaday's intentionally tried to run the high lane. I think he's got a good chance to get around the truck to the inside of him. Will draft and help down the back straightaway. Gets to run off the banking to the corner. The progressive banking at Fontana, and he makes it happen. Now drives down to the bottom into 3 and 4 to try and make another pass for position. I'd say of the handling, the 6 truck, at least early on, feels a lot better than what both of Dale Jr.'s cars did in both the Cup and the Busch series, but of course the trucks have a lot more downforce and not as much horsepower as those other 2 series, so that probably helps as well, whether in traffic or not. Prefer to race against actual roster than fictional drivers. I agree with you. I wish they had more. Probably just couldn't get the licensing for a lot of them in the truck and the Busch series, especially in these older games. Kevin Harvick, in fact, right in front of Ron Hornaday right now. A 4-car truck battle for position. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. KHI needs a big rebound. They have 3 trucks at least in the top 10 right now, so that's good. Ryan Gallant, welcome to the stream. And all 3 of the Kevin Harvick Incorporated race trucks are going to gain a position this lap. And they're all, well, I thought they were going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Hornaday had a heck of a run, gets underneath the 92 of Harvick. Down on the apron into 1 and 2, trying to get it to stick, and does. What a move from Ron Hornaday to get around both of his teammates, and he's back inside the top 5. I think Harvick actually got around the 133 truck as well to move up to 6th. So the only Cup regular in the trucks this season is moving forward, as well as his teammate Ron Hornaday. 18 trucks still led every lap so far. Hornaday qualified 3rd, lost a lot of track position early. But I'd say he probably has the fastest race truck in the field if he can get the track position. All Chip Ganassi has a shot at the pole tomorrow. Jaden, welcome into this race as well. Oh, somebody's slow right now. I think there was contact off turn 4 between a couple of the trucks in front of Hornaday. Hornaday goes to the bottom of the track on the apron into 1 and 2 to try and make a pass. didn't work. He slipped up the racetrack just a bit. I don't know what happened there, but they all checked up, and that's going to allow the 18 truck to have an even bigger lead now. Over 3 seconds ahead of second place. At least Hornaday is in a good battle for second right now, but if he didn't check up, he was probably going to end up wrecked in turn one. He had to make a quick decision. Looking to try and get a spot out of it. Shigeki Hattori going to move up to second place into turn one. Even though this is the only full race, it's still only 100 laps. Not a long race at all. I think it's the 99 of Ricky Craven in third now. Off the exit of turn 4. Hornaday drafting right behind him, maybe even looking to the inside of Craven into turn 1. Craven with a big block. Hornaday just trying to hang on to his race truck. Ooh, up the track, bounced into somebody. One fantasy truck that was on the outside. Craven with a big block on Hattori down the backstretch. No, just 4 races in each series are going to be ran 50%. And it's going to be most tracks that I go to more than once to try and change the distances on both the races, which is why I did it. Hattori back to the inside of Craven into turns 1 and 2. Looking Hornaday drive deep down to the apron. Trying to get all the time he can. Oh, he's in the wall, though, off the exit of turn 2. That's not going to help. Big mistake there by Hornaday, overdriving the corner. Hattori gets back around Craven and trying to pull away from him a bit in 3 and 4. Still a 3-second race lead out in front of the field right now for our race leader in the number 18 of Chase Montgomery. Montgomery, remember, last we saw him in a NASCAR video game on the channel was NASCAR Thunder 2004. Big mistake by Craven. He's in the wall, but so is Hornaday. And Bobby Hamilton's going to move up to 4th because of it. Craftsman, Hornaday down on the bottom. Overdrives 3 and 4 a bit. He's going to go wide again. Like the 0-4 of Hamilton now going to go wide as well. Losing ground to the 99 of Craven in front of him. And we'll go back to the far chase cam for now at this point in the race. 22 laps in. Still caution-free in the truck race, surprisingly. 2 yellows in the Cup race at California and 6 in the Busch race earlier today. Jacob Givens, welcome to the stream. Texas being half the distance will be nice. You know what? That might be one of the races, considering the fact that it is a 500-miler, but I believe it might only be ran once on the, no, it is ran twice. This is the first year Texas was ran more than once in 05, so yeah, good chance that that is going to be one of the races split in half. We're still going to have one 500-mile Texas race, but not 2. It's a good point there. Contact in 1 and 2. No room given, and nobody wanted to give the inch. Great job of both trucks keeping it off the outside wall. Hornaday back inside the top 5 again. He's got to be careful making contact at the high-rated speeds here. It's how he got into that wreck, or how we saw Dale Jr. get into the wreck in the Busch Series race earlier today. Big time crossover off of turn 4. Hornaday down to the apron. Man, Montgomery's just pulling away right now. However that contact happened between Ricky Craven and Shigeki Hattori earlier, that has really stacked everybody from second on back up. Mustang Boy 2011, welcome to the stream. XX Rotted Natural 12 YT, welcome to the stream. Please no wreck, I'm hoping not. Again, we've seen in this game how much speed gets taken out of your car or race truck when you wreck. Even if you repair damage. We saw that in the Busch race already tonight. We saw it at Daytona in all 3 races at Speed Weeks. This is NASCAR 06, Total Team Control on the PS2. EA Sports video game. 25 laps in. I think now is a good time to go through our first field pass of the race today, and we'll see what Kevin Harvick in the 92 is up to. In the top 10 still is Harvick right now in the 8th place position. His second highest of the KHI trucks. Oh, they're fanning out the 3 wide on the backstretch right now. Yeah, quarter of the way home already. Should be a one-stopper in today's race. They haven't hit halfway on fuel yet. Caution-free, lap 27. So one-stop race today. Just like we saw in the Busch race earlier. I can't wait for the All-Star race tomorrow night too, even if it is at Texas. See what the 133 car's up to next. Truck, rather. He was actually in 7th place, so never mind. I guess he's the second highest running KHI truck. Harvick in 8th is the 3rd running. Look at this battle for 2nd going on right now, and the 133 may have a shot of catching up into it, making it a 6-truck battle for 2nd place. Nobody could break free with the huge amount of drafting help at this long 2-mile intermediate racetrack at the California Speedway. Checo 11, welcome to the stream. New Joji, welcome to the stream. Why did NASCAR move the All-Star race to Texas? No real clue why. I think it's contractually obligated, the amount of races SMI is supposed to have, and they want 2 dates at Texas. And NASCAR didn't want 2 points races at Texas. And I think they came to a compromise that, okay, we're going to keep 2 dates, but we're going to take your All-Star race. And that is what I would assume was the agreement between the 2 parties. Yeah, I like this Old Spice truck. Very similar to what Tony Stewart's car looks like in the Busch series. Looks like Hornaday's worked himself up to 3rd. And now we just got to see what the 120 truck is up to and see where he's running in the field in our field pass right now. Currently 21st. So the other 3 Kevin Harvick Incorporated race trucks in the top 8, but the 120 truck is back at 21st right now with a big run into 1 and 2 trying to make the pass for 20th. So he's got his work caught out. Has his work yet to be cut out for him, and he's going to have to try to find a way to get through the field as we're about a third of the way home. Might see some drivers short pitting sometime soon. Not be shocked if something like that happened. Oh, we got a stack up right now. Might have been contact off turn 4 with a couple trucks in traffic. Going to allow for the 120 to get by the 22 of Bill Lester for 19th. Through turns 1 and 2. And we'll go back to Ron Hornaday this coming lap at the start-finish line. Big, heavy battle for position at the back of the pack right now. And it looks like the 120 is going to get up to 18th at the start-finish line. And we'll go back to Ron Hornaday. Last we saw, he was in 3rd place, and it looks like he is up to 2nd now as he has just made the pass on Shigeki Hattori in the 9 truck. Going to throw a block on Hattori down the backstretch, trying to pinch him way down on the track. He's clear. We got a slow car on the apron. Oh, Hornaday! Oh, hard into the wall. Head on goes Hattori. Caution's out for the first time. Big hit for Shigeki Hattori into the outside wall. There's a truck down on the apron that blew an engine. Hornaday almost hit him. He had to go high, but the 9 truck was already on his outside and trying to squeeze Hornaday behind him, and Hornaday just wrecked Hattori. The 133 truck was involved, and Bobby Hamilton Sr. had a big hit too. And we have our first caution of the race. Hornaday did not want to lift. And if he didn't make that contact with Hattori, he would have drilled the back of that lap truck who was on the apron trying to get to pit road. Green flag back in the air, lap 37. The field will stay out of the pits as they're not within the window to make it to the end yet. First caution of the race. That was a big hit for Hattori and Hamilton into the outside wall. Look at Hamilton on the restart, even with the damage. I don't know how long that's going to last for him, as well as Hattori in 2nd. Hornaday's going to hold on to 2nd place on the restart. And that 3-second lead that Chase Montgomery had is gone now after the accident. Hornaday looking for his first lead of the race. Turns 1 and 2. He's going to go up the track. And he's in the wall. He's going to lose 2nd place. 1 truck way down low to get up to 3rd as well. Hornaday trying to block Hamilton. I'm not going to have my Indy 500 pick until after qualifying tomorrow. Johnson's just who I would pick to win as far as, like, you know, who I'd like to see win. But my actual educated pick, I won't have that yet. Boy, that was a big, big aggressive move by Hornaday to get by Hattori. For 3rd place, I think this is Kevin Harvick in 2nd. It might not be Harvick. I think it's one of the generated drivers. Caution back in the pack. Our 2nd of the race at lap 39, just a few laps after the restart. It's Bobby Hamilton Sr. actually in the 04. And it looks like debris off the 133 who was involved in that 3-truck accident back on lap 33. As his hood has come off, so debris on the track, bringing out our 2nd caution of the night. It's as many as we had in the Cup race a couple nights ago. We ended that on about an 82-lap green flag run to the end. Are they within the pit window to make it to the end of the race? Hornaday's going to pit. He's going to top off on fuel. He'll take 4 fresh tires. Nobody else is going to hit pit road. Oh boy. So pumped for going to the 500. Me too, man. If you see me there, say hi. For any of you going to the Indy 500 next weekend, or Gateway the week after, I'll also be there. So live commentary this week at Texas for the All-Star race tomorrow night. But I will not be able to do live commentary the next 2 weeks after because I'll be at the Indy 500, like I said, next weekend. And then the weekend after, I'll be at the Cup race at Gateway. So 4-tire stop for Hornaday. Didn't bring out this caution with the debris, so he's going to pit for fuel and tires. Right at the edge of that pit window to make it to the end of the race. I'm not sure if he is going to actually be able to make it or not. But you never know. We saw fuel mileage race in the Cup Series, and with the timing of the second caution, we may see one in the truck race tonight as well. Green flag is back in the air, and we are going to have 58 laps to go to the restart. Montgomery still out in front. He's led every lap today. We know how hectic these restarts can get, and now Hornaday's at the back of it, but he has much fresher tires than the rest of the field. He's definitely going to try to use this to his advantage. Yeah, I'm sitting in the short chute between turns 1 and 2. No, I'm not going to be at the 600. I'll be at the Indy 500. I'm not pulling the double. I don't think that's possible. For me, the only way it's possible for the drivers that have ever done that is because they have private planes. No, it's on the same day. I was at the Coke 600 last year, but no, just Indy 500 this year. Oh, big block on the back straightaway, and that almost turned the 117 truck. That would have been all his fault, too. Got some trucks pitting off turn 4. That might be the window to make it to the end of the race now. Anybody else going to the Daytona 500? I'll not guaranteeing it that for next year yet. I was there this year. There's a very good chance I'll be there again next year, though. Cheetos Cup Series, welcome to the stream, by the way. Gonna have some more trucks pitting off turn 4 this time. 3 wide pass per position for Hornaday on the fresher tires. So trucks pitting just a couple laps after the race start. Pretty much telling me that Hornaday's probably a couple laps short on fuel to the end of the race. Peter Conover, welcome to the stream. Big run for the 6 of Hornaday. Down to the bottom. 3 wide. Bit of contact. Busting his way up to 20th. You're at Coda earlier this year. Nice. Haven't been out there yet. Maybe next year. There's 2 rivals right in front of Hornaday right now. Lester's one of them. He already tried to take a swing at Hornaday earlier in the race and might try to do it again. Hornaday's definitely going to have to watch it. Three wide. Lester tried to take a swing at the 6 truck and he nearly wrecked him. So Lester tried to take a swing at Hornaday off the exit of turn 4, and both trucks ended up in the outside wall because of it, but obviously Lester got the worst end of it. Second time he's tried to hit the 6 today intentionally, and both times it's backfired on Lester. It's costed Hornaday a bit of time. Not as much as the 22 though. Blocking, yeah. We're almost halfway. Going for the last Texas race this year, though. All right. Yeah, the races I'll be at the rest of the year, like I mentioned, Indy 500 Gateway Cup race. I'll be at the IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio in July as well. I'll be at the truck race at Mid-Ohio. The following weekend in July, I'll be at Michigan for the Cup race in August. I plan on going to Talladega in the fall for the Cup race. Plan on going to Kansas for the Cup race also in the fall. And then the championship at Phoenix, I'll be there all week. Maybe the ARCA race at Toledo as well. That's up in the air still, but that's possible also. When are they going to pit? Well, these guys could go about 60 laps on fuel, so they'll have to pit fairly soon. Maybe go a little less than 60 laps on fuel, considering that we have had a few cautions. Hornaday's going to have to go 58 laps to the end if this does stay green. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. Definitely making his way through traffic on the fresher tires right now. Has to lift off the exit of turn 2, overdriving the corner a bit. High expectations. The atmosphere itself, you will not be disappointed. Oh, one car blowing up on the front stretch. Couldn't tell who that was blowing up on the apron, but somebody has blown an engine. Leader's gonna get by. There's somebody running in the top 10. And also word from the crew chief to the 6 of Hornaday that the 110 truck, who blew an engine earlier in the race, is coming back out on the racetrack trying to receive points, similar to what we saw out of the slow car earlier today in the Busch race, which actually caused the second to last caution. Taking Dale Jr. out of it. Hornaday under his teammate in the 120. This is for 10th. Hooks the white line all the way through 1 and 2. And clears him off the exit of turn 2 for 10th. Also going to Talladega, the Geico 500. I'm assuming you would mean next year's Geico 500. Yeah, this will be the third year in a row I've been out to Dega. One spring race and one playoff race for me so far that I've gone to. I also saw the Xfinity race there in the spring last year too, when I was there that weekend. So more of the leaders pitting. I think Kevin Harvick's on his way in right now. So is the 133 truck. Actually, it was the generated driver, not Harvick, up towards the front of the field. Been getting those two mixed up a lot. But the 133's in. That's another one of Hornaday's teammates. Hornaday will take his first lead of the race at some point once everybody pits. He's going to have a large lead on the field, considering the fact that he pitted under the caution flag. Nobody else did. First yellow, again, we had a 3-truck accident. Then we had a debris caution a few laps after that restart. And Hornaday pitted from second place. And nobody else came in. And then we saw trucks pitting a few laps after the most recent restart. So does Hornaday have enough fuel to get to the end? Get another caution, he may have a shot at it. It's up to 6th right now, but that's only because the top 5 still haven't pit. Hornaday's going to be able to log in quite a few laps led. Bobby Hamilton Sr., who was involved in that 3-truck accident earlier, is actually in the lead, but again, he has not made a stop yet. How much does the Indy 500 cost for tickets? It depends on where you sit. The most expensive seats were like right on the front stretch around the start-finish line. On the outside wall. Obviously, the higher up you sit, the more expensive too. You get a better bird's eye view of stuff. And no matter what track you go to. And those tickets were running like in the 400 to 600 range. Tickets I got weren't that expensive. I think they were only 90 a piece in turns 1 and 2. Which for in my opinion, the biggest race on the earth on an annual basis, it's a pretty solid deal. I was actually surprised seeing them that cheap. I would have sat on the front stretch. I wanted to. I just didn't get my ticket soon enough to do that. Again, with 2 cautions earlier, these guys were able to save a little bit of fuel. So even though they're at lap 58 right now, it doesn't mean that they've actually gone 58 green flag laps. Because again, Hornaday's going to have to go 58 green flag laps on fuel to win this race if we don't get another caution. Hornaday looking to make a pass. Squeezes a truck to make the completion. That pass attempt off the exit of turn 4 down to the inside of Otori through 1 and 2. Goes up the track. Doesn't get into the 9. Side drafted him and clears him off the exit of turn 2. So Hornaday up to 3rd, and I believe the rest of the leaders are going to be pitting this time by. Oh, one truck on the bottom. Hornaday didn't know he was there, and he just turned himself. Oh, into the wall and upside down goes the 50 of Todd Kluver. Big crash in turns 1 and 2. Kluver went up on his lid. Right in the middle of green flag pit stops, we see a gigantic accident. What a tough wreck that was. Hornaday had no clue Kluver was underneath him. Kluver was coming off of pit road, and that's why he was there. And because Hornaday was involved in the accident, he can't pit for fuel or tires this time. He's going to pit to repair damage, and that took out a lot of race trucks. Now our 3rd yellow of the race with less than 40 laps to go coming to the next restart. That was a gigantic wreck. That took out about a dozen trucks. And a lot of them on the lead lap. That's going to trap some trucks a lap down too, though. Susie, need a check. Welcome to the stream. Hornaday back in traffic again. 153 trucks get a lead on the restart. Green flag back in the air with 39 laps to go at California. We may see some debris cautions. Just like the Busch race earlier, I think this is going to turn into a wreck fest. And a caution fest. And Hornaday's tires have to be worn out after that accident. But he needs to stay with these tires on the racetrack, unfortunately, because he was involved in the accident. So maybe if we get a debris caution somewhere in here, he can pit for fuel and tires. Look at this traffic and this mess right now. They are 4 wide off the exit of turn 4. Are they going to make it up towards the front of the field? They're trying to make it. Hornaday in 7th. 164 truck to the lead down into turns 1 and 2. I have no clue what the YouTube 500 is. Hornaday gets all 4 tires down onto the apron. Through 3 of 4 as he closes to the back of his teammate and team owner, Kevin Harvick. This is just a madhouse and a scramble at the front of the field right now with 37 laps to go. Didn't get through our trivia question yet tonight with the pit stops at the midway point, then that big caution. Tonight's trivia question in the second race of our doubleheader is, who is the most winningest driver in the Truck Series in Auto Club history? So who has the most wins in the Truck Series at Auto Club? That is tonight's trivia question. And it will be answered at lap 75 if it is not answered in the chat before then. Well, you guys answer that. I'm going to try to keep my eyes on the road because this is just insane. Look at the battling for position. It's like a Daytona or Talladega race right now. And Hornaday going to take it to the bottom 4 wide. He backed out of the gas. He thought better of it. He did not want to be 4 wide into the corner. Actually lost a spot to Hattori by backing out. Oh, they're stacking up on the back straightaway. Couple trucks got pinched into the outside wall, and Hornaday's going to pick up a couple spots in the process. He's up to 6th. And just clears a couple of the trucks off the exit of turn 4. A lot of them were lap trucks, but he did move up a couple spots. There's my 8 wide racing. Yeah, no kidding. The answer is not Kevin Harvick. Harvick is actually trapped a lap down right now as well. Craftsman going to get around his teammate. He's 2 seconds off the race lead. Chase Montgomery pretty much had this race on lock until the caution started coming out. Now he's not even in the leader after the restart. Who knows if he's even on the lead lap right now. It is not Carl Edwards either. Again, tonight's trivia question, who is the most winningest driver at Auto Club in the NASCAR Truck Series? It looks like the 50 truck of Todd Kluver, who was involved in that accident earlier, is leading the race now. Hornaday looking to the outside. Not going to work. Dives back down towards the middle in 1 and 2. It is not Martin Truex Jr., not Kyle Busch. Oh, big block. Hornaday nearly squeezed into the wall. And he ran into the side of Harvick. Harvick was well underneath him already. Late dive by Hornaday in the middle of the corner. It is not Mike Skinner. Skinner does have 1 win at Auto Club in the Truck Series. You guys have 6 more laps to try and figure out that trivia question tonight. It is not Jack Sprague. There's the answer, Ted Musgrave. Cheetos Cup Series got it done. Ted Musgrave is the most winningest driver in the Truck Series at Auto Club. And that is the answer to tonight's trivia question. 3 wins for Musgrave at Auto Club Speedway. In fact, 3 in a row. To have the most wins at that track in that series. Ryan Vickers. I don't know if Vickers ever won a truck race. 3x3 and 3 and 4 up ahead of Hornaday. He's going to have to watch out for Lester. Lester's already tried to clean him out twice in this one. May try to do it a 3rd time. I think he will if he gets an opportunity to. Oh man, I forgot Hornaday was cutting it close on fuel to the end of the race too. 30 to go. He couldn't put for fuel or tires because he was involved in the last accident. I didn't even think about that being a factor. Lester's on the outside. He's going to try to take a swing at Hornaday. They're going to make contact in turns 1 and 2. Lester not done yet. Nearly hooks the 6 around. Big wreck on the front stretch. Big wreck as Bill Lester has just crashed the 6 of Hornaday and a lot of other trucks off turn 4 as well. Temper's getting the best of Lester tonight. 3rd time he tried to wreck him, and the 3rd time was the charm, causing the stack up on the front stretch. And Hornaday was involved in the accident, so he's not going to be able to pit. Well, he can pit to repair damage, but he wants to keep the track position. Outsider, welcome to the stream, man. That was all Lester. I don't even know why he's mad. I mean, he tried to hit us 3 times already in this one. That time he wrecked us. We literally have had 2 gigantic wrecks. That one was probably even bigger than the first gigantic wreck earlier. 26 to go. Green flag back in the air. Chase Montgomery's back in this thing with that caution. Up to 7. Hornaday trying to squeeze into a spot that wasn't there on the bottom. Oh, they're 4 wide now in the middle of the corner. And we have another wreck. Hornaday caused that one too. There was a truck underneath them. They were 4 wide. He had no clue they were 4 wide, and he pinched off one of them. We have 2 trucks in the outside wall. A few other trucks at the back of the pack also collected. Cautions, breeding cautions again late. Temper's getting the best of Lester tonight. Yes, they are. Get another restart. It wasn't really a save. I just caused a wreck. That's all. Green flag back in the air. Hornaday's still going to restart at 7, just like he did in the last restart. Needs to get to the bottom, but there's so many lap trucks down there. Oh, there's a hole. Hornaday gets to the bottom through 1 and 2. Now can he get to the front? They are 4 wide down the backstretch. 22 laps to go. One truck way up the racetrack. Oh, the 50. Kluver's sandwiched right now. 3 wide. And, oh, he's in the wall, and he nearly got turned off the front bumper of another truck. 21 to go. That opened the door up on the bottom for Craftsman to gain a couple positions. 3 wide for the lead into 1 up ahead. A lot of fantasy drivers have a shot to win this. Chase Montgomery, who has already led the most laps and has clinched it today, has a shot to win this race. He's back in the top 5. He's going to be the one to beat. He almost got turned on the back stretch by another truck. Trying to side draft him. Hornaday, 3 wide to the bottom. Contact. He's got to be careful. That right front fender's in the red, by the way, on Hornaday's race truck. $20 to go. Side by side, nearly for the lead into 1 and 2. 3 wide. Hornaday overdrives the corner right in front of Chafin. He almost turned himself. Oh, and he did! Into the wall. And collects the 18. Ricky Craven hits the back of the 6, and we have another wreck. Jiminy Christmas. I don't think I've seen this many big wrecks in one race on the channel before, and Hornaday's definitely got the pit to repair damage now. I don't know how he lost control. Well, I know how he lost control. It's because he had old tires. Chafin's going to be pitting too here. Well, Hornaday's going to pit for fuel or tires this time. Nice save. That was not a save. I wrecked. That was a wreck. Looks like Chad Chafin came into the pits behind the 6 of Hornaday as well. Oh, did you guys hear the sound effect? Rear tire changer ran right into the gas man. You just hear, ugh. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. I've seen that animation before, but I haven't heard the sound effect. Ugh. I think they took that from the Madden EA Sports games from 2006. Madden 06 soundbite on that one. Well, there's not many trucks on the lead lap. Chafin and Hornaday are actually on fresher tires right now, restarting in 13th and 14th. 16 laps to go, but there are a lot of lap trucks in this as well on the inside. Oh, hang on. About wrecked again. Well, let's see. Chafin has a little bit better track position than Hornaday. That was not a good restart initially for the 6. And we have another yellow. I think debris somewhere on the racetrack. Another caution late in this race. And the hood flies off of another racetrack. I've lost count of how many yellows we've had. I mean, we only had 2 until like 38 laps to go. I think we've had 4 of them since then. And we're going to have even less laps to get to the front now. Another caution. Both races tonight have been wreckfest. The Busch and the truck race. The Cup race at Fontana last night, we only had 2 yellows in 125 laps. 75 laps earlier today, we had 6 cautions in the Busch race. 100 laps in the truck race. And I think we've had more than 6. Ay, ay, ay. Another double file restart with the lap trucks on the inside of the lead lap trucks. 12 laps to go this time, and the green flag is back in the air at Fontana. Craftsman trying to get down to the bottom. Not going to be able to do so that time. His teammate's going to get underneath him in the 120. Craftsman will get to the bottom in the middle of 1 and 2. And we have another caution. I saw the debris that time. Debris on the outside of turn 2. And I believe it came off the 50 truck of Todd Kluver for Roush Fenway. NASCAR Ignition or NASCAR 06? This is NASCAR 06, believe it or not. We've had some great racing in this game on the channel, but tonight it has been a wreckfest in both races. Craftsman's going to pit for fuel and tires again. He has 2 sets left, might as well. He's going to be at the back. He's got a couple laps on these tires again, a chance to repair more damage as well after being involved in a couple wrecks of his own. Lucky just to survive this race. He's still trying to get his first top 10 in just the second race of the season after a 34th place finish at Daytona in the season opener. Keep saying Craftsman, sorry. It's because of NASCAR 05, Craftsman was in this truck in the same paint scheme. Now Craftsman's not even in this game. Another gaff, I guess you would say, on the front tire changer this time. Under just the 3rd stop of the day. At least it's meaningless with no other trucks on pit road. The first one he did lose a spot to Chafin. So I think because we're going to have a restart with less than 10 laps to go, the lap trucks will be behind the lead lap trucks. 8 laps to go on the restart. Green flag back in the air. Now will we stay green to the end? Oh boy, here's Bill Lester on the outside. Hornaday trying to block him. He does not want Lester to get it alongside of him. Hornaday, another caution. More debris. Hornaday actually ran it over. I don't think he has a flat tire from it, but that might have come off of Kluver's race truck again, and I believe it did. Front bumper. Truck Series and Busch Series, 4 sets of tires, so we have 1 set left. Don't plan on using it. I don't think Hornaday has a flat tire after that. We're only going to have about 4 or 5 laps to go in the restart, and this is going to be it. I guess we get 1 guaranteed green, white, checker finish because it is a 100% race. So this may not be the final restart, but we'll see. Cautions breeding cautions late, extending this race length out a little bit. Green flag back in the air. Craftsman trying to hold the inside lane. He doesn't want to get shuffled out of line. On this restart, Lester's going to get to the outside of the 6. He's tried to wreck him a few times, and he tried to wreck him again, and Lester's in the wall off turn 2. 4th time he's tried to wreck the 6 of Hornaday. Remember, Hornaday and Montgomery have fresher tires than the rest of the field right now. But will we stay green to the end of the race? Chafin and Hornaday have a ways to go. A lot of trucks to pass on a 2-mile racetrack with 3 laps to go. It is possible with fresh tires. Hornaday, dive bombs, trying to get to the inside of the 9 of Hattori, but he can't do it that time. Still sits behind Hattori. On the backstretch, Hattori blocking Hornaday, and Hornaday can't get through. Chafin's going to go 3 wide down on the bottom. Hornaday, of course, with damage is slowing him up, too. Fresh tires probably just equalizing all the speed. Gets into Hattori off the exit of turn 4, squeezes him a bit, trying to clear him for 12th, and he has. 2 laps to go. Chafin's up to about 7th place, it looks like, right now. Hornaday down to the apron. He gets into the 30, and he just turned the 30 truck of Chafin around. We have another caution, and this is going to set up a green-white checker finish. Chafin got into the wall, and he cleaned out one of the trucks on the outside, who I believe was Bobby Hamilton Sr. Aggressive move by Hornaday, trying to go 3 wide to the bottom and turn the 30 truck to his outside for Germain Racing. We should have a green-white checker coming up. They did not get to the white flag, and if we do get to the white flag, caution will not end the race because no cautions come out on the final lap in this game. 38 truck out in front. That's Brandon Witt trying to get the win. I think the checkered flag flew again. I don't think there's green-white checker finishes in this game, because that's the second one we were supposed to have today, and we never got it. 11th place finish for Hornaday. Just missed out on the top 10. Too many yellows late. Oh my goodness. Brandon Witt is going to get the win in tonight's race, though, at the California Speedway. He only led 3 laps. I think he took the lead right before that last caution came out. And good for him. Terry Cook finishes in 2nd, leading 25 laps today in the 10 truck. That was not the most laps led. Ricky Craven didn't lead a lap, finished 3rd. Simpson finishes 4th, and Davis rounds out the top 5. Todd Kluver brought out a couple debris cautions late, was involved in a big wreck as well midway through the race, still finishes 6th. Clement finishes 7th. Chase Montgomery, who dominated the first half of today's race, but once that 3rd yellow came out and transpired into more and more and more, it took Montgomery's chances away of winning. He rallied to get a top 10, but an 8th place finish for him. He gets the most laps led after qualifying on the pole tonight as well. Sheth, highest running of the KHI trucks tonight, finishes in 9th, the only one in the top 10, and then Bobby Hamilton Sr. rounds out the top 10. Ron Hornaday ends up finishing 11th with 2 laps led, his first 2 laps led of the Truck Series season. John Hamilton ended up 28th, and I think Kevin Harvick DNF for the 2nd race. Actually, no, Harvick finished 31st, 1 lap down. I think he was one of the trucks that got trapped a lap down in this race, along with Hamilton earlier on. So only the top 14 finish on the lead lap. And then the DNFs, despite 10 cautions for 28 caution laps, George Teague, our Daytona winner, finishes last. Blew an engine on lap 19. Cleveland DNF, Jackson DNF, Tucker DNF, 4 DNFs in the Busch race, and then 4 in the truck race tonight as well. 1 hour and 58 minutes to get a 100-lap truck race in tonight. That is because we had the 10 cautions for 28 laps. We literally had more cautions in this race than what we have had in any other race on this game on the channel, tying the Busch Series at Daytona. But considering, again, that this was 100 laps, and 28 of which were under caution, that made for a long race. Lester's thoughts on Hornaday: I hate everything about you. Yeah, no kidding. I think we accidentally got into him on lap 1, and that was why he was upset with us like this entire race practically. But Hornaday, 11th. It could have been worse. He could have DNF'd. He got in a couple hard accidents in this one, but all things considered, looks like he's going to make it to the make it out of here at least with an 11th place finish. Better than nothing. Qualified 3rd. He They only led 2 laps on strategy today, and that was it. Atlanta Motor Speedway will be the next race on the Truck Series schedule. 130 laps under the lights there for the World Financial Group 200 next week. And we'll take a look at those season standings just 2 races in. Again, season-long points format for both the Busch and the Truck Series, and then the original Chase format will be the point system for the Cup Series side of things. 2 races in all 3 series. But 34th and 11th, not great to start the season for Hornaday. He is 24th in points. But Harvick, finishing outside the top 30 in each of the first 2 races, is dead last. The only Cup regular is dead last right now in points after 2 races. I think he may be running the full schedule. We'll just have to wait and see. He might be regretting it, the way it started off. At least Jetta's having a good start to the season. He's 6th in points, 2 races in. Brandon Witt getting his first win of the year. 2 different winners in the first 2 races in the Truck, Busch, and the Cup Series through Daytona and California. Thank you for everybody watching tonight. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Tune in tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream of the live race commentary for the NASCAR All-Star Race. Coverage begins at 5:30 because that is when the open races start tomorrow evening at Texas Motor Speedway. So I'll be doing a live stream for the open races. And then after the open race is done, that 50 laps there, I'm going to end the stream. And then that hour to an hour and a half break between the Open and the All-Star Race, I'll come back at 8 p.m. tomorrow night for the actual All-Star Race itself, doing the live commentary there. So 2 separate streams tomorrow, kind of a doubleheader, but that is because I'm commentating the Open races as well as the All-Star Race as well. So again, the race is on Fox Sports 1 tomorrow. Whether you're able to watch it or would prefer my commentary, I'll be there for you guys as usual once again. Thank you, everybody, for your appreciation and support. Road to 3,000 subs, and, of course, the road to becoming a NASCAR commentator for real races down the road. Hopefully you had fun tonight. Couple of wreck fests. There was a lot of action, to say the least. This truck race was ridiculous, even more so than the Busch race. The fact that it was only 100 laps and we had 10 cautions. It's literally about a third of the race. Almost exactly a third of the race is ran under caution. But nonetheless, it was entertainment, to say the least, and I tried to keep the live commentary going as much as I possibly could. So thanks for staying up late. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Can't wait.